We're here today outside of that houseboat right there called the Unsinkable 2. That's Congressman Gary Ackerman's houseboat, and he's introduced this horrible resolution calling for tighter sanctions and inspections that could lead to a naval blockade. And we're here to say no sanctions, no war. The American people want direct talks with Iran, and we want to wake up the congressman. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. It's time for him to get up, smell the coffee, know the American people are sick and tired of war. We're already in one quagmire in Iraq. We don't want another one in Iran. All right, get him. Here, there. Good morning.
We have a complete blockade.
Good morning. Good morning, Congressman Ackerman. We start here with a wake-up call. A very important wake-up call this morning.
According to the CIA, is Iran seeking nuclear weapons?
No!
They are not.
They are not. All the experts say Iran is nuclear weapons.
Has Iran broken international law?
This is what we're asking for. No more sanctions, no more war. This is what we're hoping for. No more sanctions, no more war. This is what we're hoping for. No more sanctions, no more war. This is what we're hoping for.
The Ackerman can call for talks with
Iran.
This is the most creative protest demonstration I have ever seen in my life.
Not attacked anyone. Iran, for example, the United States has been in Grenada, Panama, Central America, twice in Iraq, and once for 8 years of war with Iran. And Iran has the history with the United States of overthrow and regime change. Iranian people do not want war, and I don't think Islamic Republic wants war.
It's taking us the same path that we went in Iraq.
It's not doing anything.
Well, then why do it? Because it's getting people very upset about the path that Congress is taking. It sees you not being a counterweight to Bush, but to be in with Bush, I'm calling for.
I could at the same time say, let them give up this or that as a gesture and see if they're willing to do
But
that.
they're not threatening us.
Is
Is Iran threatening us?
Yes,
They are threatening us?
How is Iran
How?
threatening the United States?
Let's don't get bogged down in that right
We
now.
spent $400 million in covert operations in Iran.
How have they threatened?
We're threatening them.
They're threatening the entire region.
The Iranian media is reporting that such as this would be an act of war. How do you respond to that?
An embargo. This is not an embargo. We're not calling for a blockade. It's basically asking what the UN is doing. The UN has imposed sanctions on Iran. I mean, we're all aware of that.
And so is the European Union.
Yeah, well, no, the United Nations has, which is the whole international community. It's almost 200 countries.
But
and most countries are sticking to it in one way or another. And some people think that those sanctions are having an effect on Iranian thinking.
When are you planning to vote on that resolution?
I have no idea. It's up to the
So
leadership
we
of the
really plead with you from the bottom of our hearts as peace lovers, please put that resolution on hold. We know there's support
That's
for
up to the
Congress.
leadership right
Put
now,
it on
what they
hold.
want.
Well, you know
It's been
that you can
filed.
tell Nancy Pelosi.
There
what to
hasn't
do
been
with
too
it.
much leadership, Jerry.
You
The
can tell
leadership
Nancy
has
Pelosi
been
what to do with
lacking.
it.
All right, we will
doesn't
join you
listen
in
to us.
telling Nancy Pelosi what to do with it. Do this as a gesture to us. Because
no,
otherwise
no.
we're going to have to keep coming out here. We don't like getting up at 4 in the morning like we did this morning.
I think it's great.
Well, okay, then
very
you're not
clever.
going to think it's great.
Will you
We'll
have
come
coffee
here
next time? Will you have the
again.
coffee
Very
next time?
clever.
And we
No,
really
it's not me. I can
We're
get it.
pleading with you,
I just
Congressman.
don't want the neighbors to have to get
we need the gesture from you, and we know that you're a person who really
but
wants
I can
peace.
say we
This
need a
is the
gesture
wrong
from
time.
Iran.
By doing what we are doing, they are making the government to be more scared, more paranoid, and more political repression.
I'm not sure what the right road is. I know it's not war, and I want to do everything I can to make sure that we don't have a war with Iran.
Okay, Congressman, the young, wonderful young Iranians that you met with when you brought them to the Cyprus for Peace, they're flying here now because they're so upset with you, and they really want to talk to you. They're driving, they're flying, they're getting themselves here today. Will you meet with them again so they can tell you how it's perceived in Iran? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We really appreciate that you take the time to talk to us.
And this is diplomacy in action, Congressman.
This is a
That's
creative
right.
kind of diplomacy, and you need to be as creative in your diplomacy with Iran.
I wish governments could be as creative as the people.
Well,
You can if
that's
you
what
try.
We're here to
Stop
encourage you to
preventing.
do.
Let's learn from each
And
other.
I'm Andy Shalal. I'm originally from Iraq.
Government will say that we have this
Sanctions on
attack
Iraq
Iran.
really devastated the civil
Israel.
society there, as you
We
know.
have done this so we can
I
reach
had
Israel.
relatives
I'm
in
sure they
Iraq.
haven't said
I had a
that.
cousin that was
But you
18-year-old
included
that
part of
died in Iraq, largely due to the sanctions,
Which is not
because of medication,
should
because
not
of other
promote
reasons, of why she could not even get enough medicine for food poisoning to be able to survive. She died. 5,000 Iraqi children died every single month. It's really, it does nothing to hurt the government and does everything to hurt civil society and young people and the most vulnerable, the poor, the children, the women. You have to understand the sanctions. My wife is from Iran, I'm from Iraq, and she's devastated by the fact that you may be pushing for sanctions against her country because
Well, there are sanctions. There are sanctions.
I understand, but even to go further and do blockades and things like that, that's going to
Well, I don't want to do
continue.
a blockade.
That will continue to hurt the Iranian people. Please reconsider this. Diplomacy is the only
We will.
way out of
Let's
this.
continue to talk.
Your staff
what
told us
you did-
yesterday that the sanctions are designed to hurt the Iranian economy so that the Iranian people will rise
The
up
Iranian
against it.
economy is already
That's what your
devastated
staff
with
said
that.
yesterday.
Really that way.
All right, but
And-
they're designed to hurt the Iranian people.
And
That's-
and the
that's-
fact of the matter is that sanctions did not work in Iraq. They devastated the population,
Listen, in order for sanctions,
and they did nothing.
In order
to the
for
government.
sanctions to work, they have to be complete and comprehensive and participated in by.
They could
by
not have
most
been more
nations-
comprehensive
by
against
most-
Iraq.
In Iraq?
I know, by
In
most
Iraq, they
nations.
could
They
not
were
have been
in
more
Iraq.
comprehensive.
They were, and they didn't work.
Died.
That's right.
It was a
Let's
devastating thing.
let's pledge ourselves to
Think
continue.
about
to
the
All right.
Think about the
children.
children.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
Thanks for your time today, Congressman.
Thank
We
you.
really appreciate it,
Thank you.
and we
Thank
expect you to be a leader.
Thank you for exercising your democratic rights.
Baby! Gary!
My wife is from Iraq.
For a peaceful world. We are hoping for a peaceful world. We are hoping, we are hoping, we are hoping for a peaceful world. Hoping, we are hoping, we are hoping for a peaceful world.
We are ready.
Peacemakers proceed. That's right. See you later. See you at 10 o'clock.
I think we showed him how serious we are about working for peace, how serious we are about saying that this resolution that he's introduced is on the wrong path. We pleaded with him to withdraw it. He didn't say he would, but he certainly said that he would call for direct talks, that he was ready for himself. He would talk with the president of Iran, Ahmadinejad. He also said he would speak to the head of the parliament. He also said he would speak to our friends from Iran who are flying here as we speak because they're so upset with him, and he agreed to meet with them when they get here. So we think that we have opened a path with him, that we were very creative in the way we approach diplomacy, and we asked him to be as creative in his approach to diplomacy with Iran.
He heard it. I hope he will act. He said, "Let's keep talking." So I'm encouraged, actually. You know, maybe I'm a optimist, but I hope that some of the the words and the comments that he heard from different people using different angles on the issue have sunk in.
I don't know if any other member of Congress has a houseboat, but I think this is a good example of creative diplomacy and pressure from the citizens, and we can look for other ways to do it with other Congress people. I think it's also great that this was the maiden voyage of the Pink Peace Armada, and that we obviously have a lot of work to do to stop the naval blockade that the U.S. might be imposing on Iran, and to just be peacemakers by land and by sea.
Are you going swimming now, Miss Benjamin?
I think the waters are dirty here, and that's another thing that CODEPINK has to do is show that war is not green and show that we want a world that's not only peaceful but a world that's sustainable. And we want to do things like clean up our waters. So if we could stop these guys from killing each other, we could get to the really important work of cleaning up our mother, beautiful planet.